939 FM. The Remedy.
Headphones on.
Headphones on.
Microphone in position.
Microphone in position. Oh!
Decks on.
What's what you doing with that thing? Decks on.
Tapes on.
Tapes on.
Volume on.
Volume on.
The best music. The best music.
Music.
The best music.
939 Solutions FM.
Yo, what's up?
Do not touch that dial. You know the radio you tune to, it's your Remedy dial, 93.9 Solutions FM. Your number one Remedy dial. What's
Non-stop jam.
Thank you. Far too kind.
You are listening to the Remedy radio station, Solutions 93.9 FM.
You're locked on to the number one radio station. Number one radio station. In the mix. The mix. And we ain't stopping.
You guys have the best music.
Turn it up. TSOL.
The Remedy. Solutions FM.
The grass is greener on the other side. That's what I thought before I took the ride. I burned my bridges so I'd never look back. But if I had known the life I was searching for was looking me right in the eye, oh. If I had known the life I was searching for was already my own. The grass is greener where you water the ground. That's what I found when I took the ride. I realized the mountain I've been climbing is nothing but sand, yo. I didn't know I already had the answers. No, I didn't know. The life I was searching for was looking me right in the eye, oh. If I had known the life I was searching for was already my own.
Ramadan Kareem from your Remedy dial.
Where the energy day, where the sound day, where the news day, where the sport day, where the cut the day. Hey, now yeah, because you know the turn. We know the turn. We know the turn. Hey, we know the turn. We know the turn. We know the turn. Hey, energy day, everything day, yeah. On 93 to 9. I change you the 100. 93 to 9 to okay.
93.9, your Remedy dial.
Kunubi is my name. You're welcome to Kick Off Sports Show. You can call me Young Striker 9. And on the show this morning, we look at updates from the world of sports for the next 30 minutes. What we talk Formula One, we talk the NBA this morning. We also talk tennis. Well, remember, Premier League games are back, or let's just say league games are back in England, Germany, Italy, Spain, France. And we also look at what is happening in the transfer window. What may also happen to some key players. Remember, we're live on Facebook, facebook.com/Solutions939FM, facebook.com/Solutions939FM. You can watch us live on YouTube, Solutions939FM. Click the like and the subscribe button. You're welcome to the show. Okay, so let's start with NBA this morning, where the Boston Celtics produced a stunning 140-99 victory blowout on the road against the full strength the Milwaukee Bucks. Potential Eastern Conference Finals preview. Although the Bucks did roll out a full team, they were playing their third game in 4 days and were on the second leg of a back-to-back, and their fatigue showed in a horrible first half defensively. The Celtics piled on 34 points in the first quarter and added another 41 in the second to open up a commanding 75-47 lead at halftime. Instead of coming out of the locker room with extra intensity, the Bucks proceeded to give up another 39 in the third period to kill the game. Now, a quick rundown of games decided in the wee hours of today. Told you earlier, Milwaukee Bucks fell 99-140 points against Boston Celtics, while Denver Nuggets lost also at home against New Orleans Pelicans 88-107 points. But remember, games will be going down tomorrow. Let's go on a break and we'll give that fixtures to you before we talk Formula One and tennis. Okay, so for the games going down tomorrow morning, Charlotte Nets will take on Chicago Bulls. The Indiana Pacers will take on Oklahoma City Thunders, while Toronto Raptors take on Philadelphia 76ers on the road. Washington Wizards host Orlando Magic as Boston Celtics take on Utah Jazz. Brooklyn Nets host Atlanta Hawks as New York Knicks will be the guest of Cleveland Cavaliers. Houston Rockets will battle Detroit Pistons as Memphis Grizzlies will take on LA Clippers. Minnesota Timberwolves will battle LA Clippers. Golden State Warriors will be up against the San Antonio Spurs as Portland Trail Blazers lock hands with Sacramento Kings as Phoenix Suns battle the Denver Nuggets. Away from NBA this morning, let's look at what's happening in the world of tennis, where Elena Rybakina is now one win away from completing the Sunshine Double after defeating Jessica Pegula 7-6, 6-4 in Thursday's Miami Open semi-final. Only 4 women have ever claimed the Sunshine Double, which requires winning both the Indian Wells Open and Miami Open. Steffi Graf did it in both 1994 and 1996. Kim Clijsters did it in 2005. Victoria Azarenka accomplished the feat in 2016, and current world number 1 Iga Swiatek did it just 12 months ago. But the question is, can Rybakina do this? Well, she sent a message to the tennis world as she knocked out both world number 1 Iga Swiatek and world number 2 Aryna Sabalenka to take home the Indian Wells crown, and she has carried that form into Miami. A quick look at more updates from the Miami Open. Okay, still looking at more updates coming from the Miami Open. The WTA 1000, Petra Kvitova will take on Serena Christier by 8 o'clock tonight, as there will be the continuation of the doubles between Elisa Mertens and Storm Hunter against Jessica Pegula and Corey Goff. Remember, Elisa Mertens alongside Storm Hunter were leading the first set against Jessica Pegula and Corey Goff. Let's go straight to the ATP. Well, Carlos Alcaraz is also making waves. He defeated Taylor Fritz this morning 6-4, 6-2 in 2 straight sets. While Dani Medvedev will take on Karen Khachanov by 6 o'clock this evening. Moving away from tennis, let's talk Formula One. Well, before talking about Formula One, remember Novak Djokovic is set to appear at the 2023 US Open after the United States Senate passed a bill to end COVID-19 restrictions. So it's going to be a big battle right there. The 22-time Grand Slam champion last competed in the tournament 2 years ago, losing to Dani Medvedev 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 in the final. Well, if you have a Novak Djokovic, you have a Rafael Nadal, you have Carlos Alcaraz, you have the top stars coming to the US. So it's going to be a big one, right? Okay, now let's go straight and talk the Formula One. This morning, according to update concerning the Australian Grand Prix.
First practice in Melbourne, and an eventful one. 2 red flags, a GPS outage, and many drivers going off-piste as they got to grips with the Albert Park street circuit. Max Verstappen took a spin at turn 4.
These tires are completely down.
The defending champion had earlier dipped a tyre in the gravel exiting turn 11, spraying stones as he struggled with gear shift and braking issues. Despite the niggles, the defending champion was still the fastest man on track, with a best lap of 1 minute 18.790. The Dutchman's teammate Sergio Perez went wide at turn 3, and Yuki Tsunoda survived a huge slide at turn 1. The AlphaTauri driver going backwards through the grass and lucky to keep it out of the wall. Kevin Magnussen found the gravel a couple of times, the Dane perhaps carrying a bit too much speed as he approached the corners, the rear of his Haas stepping out on him. Both Mercedes drivers have been frank about the team's prospects this season, with George Russell admitting that Red Bull are a second down the road, and Lewis Hamilton suggesting it could take a year for the Silver Arrows to catch up. The 7-time champion was pushing early on. A big slide at turn 11 didn't deter him as he chased the leaders. The Briton was one of a number of drivers complaining about congestion, exacerbated by a GPS issue which prevented teams from communicating accurate track positions to their drivers.
Drive by a driver. Man, this guy, what they doing the last car, I need to crash into them.
A lively session that was curtailed slightly when Logan Sargent Williams ground to a halt.
My car shut off.
With no time to restart, the leaderboard was thus. Verstappen top, with Hamilton splitting the Red Bulls in second, ahead of Perez, with Fernando Alonso a fine P4. A decent session for Ferrari, Charles Leclerc fifth, one better than teammate Carlos Sainz. Lando Norris was P7, and he was ahead of Pierre Gasly, Russell and Lance Stroll. Alex Albon P11, ahead of Oscar Piastri, Hulkenberg, Nick de Vries and Sargent. Then came Ocon, Tsunoda, Valtteri Bottas, Zhou Guanyu and Magnussen.
Okay, so thank you very much from Australian Open, but I mean the Australian Grand Prix. That's an update from that end. But in case you're just tuning in, this is Kickoff Sports Show, the first half of AM update. My name is Oladapo Okunubi. Remember, let's just quickly take a rundown for Max Verstappen setting the pace for Red Bulls in the first practice at the Australian Grand Prix before Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso topped a rain-heat second session in Melbourne today. Now moving away from Formula One as we talk football. Remember, league games are back, and it also depends on where you will be seated, how you want to monitor games. Well, according to reports we're getting also that there is a big fear coming into the minds of Arsenal fans. Although, for Manchester City, Erling Haaland could not train yesterday. Remember, he pulled out of his national team's games. That was last week due to injury. We also got that of Arsenal Saliba. But let's go. Let's start from the home front where we look at what is happening here in Nigeria. Go straight to the continent and we talk the Premier League. Do not go anywhere. Kickoff Sports Show still live. Okay, starting with the Nigeria Professional Football League, 9:13 checker time. That's the time from Solutions 939 FM Studios. On the 1st of April, Enugu Rangers will be up against Lobby Stars in the match day 12 of the NPFL. As El Kanemi Warriors will be the guests of Nasarawa United. Akwa United will take on Eyimba International. On that game, Eyimba will be the guest of Akwa United, as Bayelsa United will take on Abia Warriors. Doma United host Niger Tornadoes, as Kora United will take on Shooting Star Sports Club of Ibadan in Akure. That game is not going down in Ilorin. It is happening in Akure. Remember, Kora United once used the Lagos Alami Stadium in the first half of the season, but the second half of the season they had to move to Akure. Bendel Insurance will be the guest of Plateau United. Plateau United lost 3-2 against the Shooting Star Sports Club of Ibadan on the match day 11. And Bendel Insurance drew their game at home. So, for Bendel Insurance, they need to get that mojo back. For Remo Stars, they will be up against Gombe United. And, well, remember, Remo Stars went on the road in the match day 11. And they picked 3 points against El Kanemi Warriors, beating El Kanemi Warriors 2-1. And well, for other games, Wikitoriso Bochi will take on Dakata FC. Those are the matches in the match day 12 of the NPFL. Remember, we're live on Facebook, facebook.com/solutions939FM. You can jump there, put your reactions, your questions, your contributions. Also, you can make contributions concerning Manchester City, Arsenal. Remember, also this weekend is going to be the Klassiker right there in Germany. It is Bayern versus Borussia Dortmund. Okay, now let's go straight to the continent this morning as we talk African football. Salif Keita, Africa. Now let's talk more African football on the show. Check out time 9:17 as a time live on Remedy Radio Dial Solutions 939 FM. Royal of Guinea 5 o'clock today. We'll take on Vipers of Uganda and a CAF Champions League clash. Zamalek of Egypt will be at home as a welcome Sudanese side Amérique, and that game will be going down 8 o'clock tonight. 11 p.m. Raja Casablanca of Morocco hosts the Tanzanian side Simba. And all the games are scheduled for this weekend at the CAF Champions League. Petro Atletico of Angola hosts the AS Vital Club of DR Congo as Al Hilal Omdurman of Sudan travels to play Al Ali of Egypt. South African side Mamelodi Sundowns hosts the Cotton Sports of Cameroon as Sierra Belouizdad of Algeria travels to play Esperance of Tunisia in a North African clash. The same clash or derby between Wena Casablanca of Morocco and Kabylie of Algeria. Moving away from the CAF Champions League, let's talk the CAF Confederations Cup games are scheduled for this weekend. It will be TP Mazembe of DR Congo hosting Young Africans of Tanzania as ASEC Mimosa of Ivory Coast hosts Nigeria side Rivers United. Diablos Nore hosts Motembe Pembe of DR Congo as Eloy Le Peuple of DR Congo travels to South African side Marumo Goland. Monastir of Tunisia hosts Real Bamako of Mali as Pyramids of Egypt batters Future FC. These two teams are from Egypt as Al Akdar of Libya travels to play Algerian side USM Algiers as Kara of Togo sits back at home as they entertain FA Al Rabat of Morocco. Away from the continent this morning, let's talk the Premier League. Tomorrow will be the 1st of April and games are coming thick and fast. But let's just also look at what the Premier League organizers are saying, as the league will be entitled to disqualify club owners and directors for human rights abuses under the new rules, which was reviewed on Thursday. That was one of the outcomes of a shareholders meeting as the league tightens up restrictions on who should be allowed to own and govern its clubs. So now let's look at the fixtures of games going down this weekend. It's going to be a tough battle for Liverpool as they will be facing Manchester City. Now talking about the clash against the Manchester City, we also got updated that Haaland did not train yesterday, but Andrew Robertson, one Liverpool teammate, they cannot afford to make any more mistakes if they are to meet their minimum expectation of Champions League qualification. This team has endured disappointing season on the Jogging Club. This season with injuries, on some of the key players. Last season, Liverpool won an EFL Cup and FA Cup double, reached the Champions League final and finished just 1 point behind Premier League winners Manchester City. But Liverpool have been handed a fitness boost ahead of the crunch Premier League clash against Manchester City, with Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez returning to training. Jogging Club's side make the short trip to Manchester to tackle the defending champions on Saturday when league action resumes following the international break. Still talking about the Premier League, a quick rundown of the fixtures. Arsenal will be up against Leeds as Bournemouth host Fulham. Brighton and Hove Albion host Brentford as Leicester City will be the guest of Crystal Palace. Roy Oxen will be facing Leicester City. Nottingham Forest will take on Wolverhampton Wanderers as Chelsea hosts Aston Villa. West Ham United hosts Southampton as Manchester United travels to play Newcastle United. But on a Monday night, we will be seeing one man back in the team. That is Hugo Lloris. Talking about Hugo Lloris, this man, remember, has been injured for 2 months and is back on the sideline. But why is he returning to the team after firing or after Antonio Conte exited the team? But still talking about Tottenham Hotspur, one man has also come out to say that he should not be held responsible due to what happened in the team. Is known as Richarlison. He has hit back at suggestions. He played a key role in Tottenham's decision to sack Antonio Conte, denying being the mutiny leader behind the Italian's exit. But Tottenham's interim head coach Christian Stellini attempted to promote togetherness after Antonio Conte's reign came to an end in explosive fashion. But talking about the team they'll be facing Everton on Monday, Sean Dyche is optimistic, hoping that the players can bring the energy they've been doing since they got a victory over Arsenal when they take on Everton.
I don't know of. I think at the minute we're really focusing on what's going on now. Of course, there's background views of the future, but working with the squad now, working, to get more points, quite obviously, and to make sure we get what we all want, which is to be in the Premier League. I think that was not relevant to any statements that are coming out. I think that's been a long-term thing. It's certainly from a distance. I don't think it was under the radar. I think it was apparent that the fans weren't happy about different things at the club. Since I've been here, I must say they've been terrific with us and the team. And that's all I could ask for when I got here. Because it's before my time, all the noise from fans about different reasons and different, how they felt that they wanted to put across their reasons. But I could only ask for them to back the team, and they have. They've been magnificent in doing so, and the team responded with that. So vice versa, we want that connection. We want to align with the fans, and it starts with on the pitch, and that's what we're trying to do.
Everton manager Sean Dyche speaking ahead of Tottenham's clash scheduled for Monday night. Remember, Everton is placing 15th on the Premier League log with 26 points from 28 matches, winning 6, drawing 8 and losing 13. Losing 14. They've won 6, they've drawn 8. And look at Everton. They've conceded more than they scored. Everton has scored 22 goals, conceded 40. And playing against Tottenham Hotspur, a team placed 4th on the Premier League log. And the last 5 matches, they won 3, lost 1, and they drew 1. But out of 28, they've won 15, drawn 4, and lost 11, scoring 52 goals and conceding 40. That's the updates coming from the Premier League. Now let's move on and let's talk about the Classicar. A lot of players will be missing this mouth-watering encounter. Is the top of the table clash between Bayern and Borussia Dortmund. Well, Karim Adeyemi, Brad, Bino Gittins, Duraviz, Kamara, More, Bozar all have been ruled out of Borussia Dortmund's team facing Bayern. Wow. Tel, Neuer, Musiala, Hernandez also been ruled out of Bayern Munich's team. But talking about that Classica, it's going to be a tough one because Thomas Tuchel is coming around, getting his first game as Bayern Munich's manager and facing his former side Borussia Dortmund. 52-53 as a point, just 1 point difference. But looking at high goals scored, it is more of Bayern scoring more than Borussia Dortmund. But the question is, can Bayern get a victory? Victory for Bayern this weekend will give them 55 points, returning to the summit of the log. While victory for Borussia Dortmund will give them 56 points and widen the gap between the first and second. Now, moving away from the Classica, let's look at other fixtures. Freiburg will be up against RB Leipzig, Schalke 04 against Bayer Leverkusen, Stuttgart to take on Union Berlin as Augsburg travels to play Wolfsburg. FC Köln takes on Borussia Mönchengladbach as Hoffenheim will be the guest of Werder Bremen. But tonight, Eintracht Frankfurt will take on Bochum. Going straight to Spain this morning, it is a clash between Mallorca and Osasuna starting the weekend. And looking at other fixtures, the round 27 of the Spanish La Liga, Girona will take on Espanyol, Athletic Bilbao hosts Getafe, Sevilla be the guest of Cadiz, Elche hosting table toppers Barcelona, Celta Vigo trade tackles with Almeria's Real Madrid will lock hands with Real Valladolid. Villarreal will be up against the Real Sociedad as Atletico Madrid will trade tackles with Betis, and Valencia will be up against Real Vallecano. That will be on Monday night away from the Spanish La Liga. Let us talk a little bit about the Italian Serie A. For Napoli, they look like runaway leaders, but can something shocking also happen this weekend? Games going down in Italy. Cremonese will take on Atalanta as Inter Milan will be up against Fiorentina at the San Siro Stadium. Juventus will be at home as Verona will be their guest as Udinese travels to play Bologna. Monza hosts Lazio. Spezia take on Salernitana as AS Roma hosts Sampdoria. It's going to be a tough battle between Napoli and AC Milan. Well, for these two sides, it's going to be the start of the battle expected. Well, can Victor Osimhen remember he failed to score for Super Eagles of Nigeria, the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. They lost in Nigeria and a 1-0 victory in Guinea-Bissau. But Empoli will take on Lecce as Torino travels to play Sassuolo on Monday night. Okay, now talking about UEFA as we move away from this side this morning. UEFA has hit Eintracht Frankfurt and PSV Eindhoven with partial stadium closures after unsavory scenes overshadowed European ties involving both clubs in February. Well, we say congratulations to Hervé Renard because he has been confirmed as the new head coach of France's women's team after a player revolt led to the dismissal of Karen Diarra. Well, Ike Gundogan may be moving to Barcelona, but this man's future remains open despite reports suggesting he's moving to Spain. Although there might be extension of contract. I won't be extending my contract on Kiko Sports Show, but moving to the other side, we'll look at headlines on pages of Nigerian newspapers. Shout out to Agbonyit, Taiwo, Matthew, Yomi Pius, and Akinfemi Akambi. Do not go anywhere. AM Update is still live.
Do not touch that dial. You know the radio you tune to, it's your Remedy dial, 93.9 Solutions FM. Your number one Remedy dial.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data, just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash, as long as you get Momo account. No cash, no wahala, and e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account inside your Momo account. Make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp because life dey simple with Momo.
Ibadan! Elections are over and it's time to come together as one. Join Benga Dink and friends at Laugh Matters the Southwest Unity Tour. Featuring Q-Dot, FaZe, SJXY, Jesse King Puga, Oke Bakassi, Funky Malam, Omar Baba, Dr. Smile, Baba Laria, General Lack, DJ Sexy, Baba Kamo, Archbishop, Wally Agba, Lepashos Bosse, Nepa Boys, Koja, Tai Chi, Paul the Good Guy, and more. Regular 3K, VIP 10K, Table of 8, Gold 250K, Platinum 500K. Tickets available at Fuko Supermarket Outlet, Gracie Mart Akobo, Grand X Store Outlet, Ultima Restaurant Outlet, Filmhouse Cinema Dube, and Samonda. Headset Palms Mall and online at ariatickets.com. Date is the Sunday, 9th of April. Venue, Jogo Center, Ibadan. Time, 3 p.m. Powered by Maltina and Goldberg. Supported by the Oyo State Government. Laugh Matters, Ibadan. Kosi Pressure. Media partners. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Kadara, destiny. Who decides where we are born?
Gangs of Lagos na the ogbonge tori of Isaleko Street King Obalola and im gang with better actor and celebrity dem like Toby Bakari, Adesuwa Tomi Wellington, Chike, Iyabo Ojo and plenty big names dem. Chai! Gangs of Lagos na correct film. Download Prime Video now. Make you sef enjoy 7-day free trial. Terms and conditions dey o. Oh yeah, japa to Prime Video.
Ó ga jù àwọn súwìtì tí iléeṣẹ́ ẹ̀sùn máa ṣe ẹrẹ́bẹ́ntẹ́mọ̀ ni ká máa lá súwìtì báyìí ká gbàgbé ìrònú kò sí kọ́ kò sí kàtá vitamíìkì coffee bite candy crush bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bisikíìtì wa tó o bá ti jẹ́ báyìí tó o bomi lé lórí ara rẹ̀ á sì balẹ̀ pẹ̀sẹ̀ light cracker ni beast crunchy ni lunch pack viper active cabin lucky chewing gum wa ó dùn lẹ́nu ó bùyàrì world cup chewing gum ni robot zoom ọ̀ọ̀kì yálé búrẹ́dì wọn ó wà ń bẹ̀ gbogbo ilé ìtajà pátá ó nà mọ̀lẹ́tì lè ríra o oúnjẹ sùnmọ́ tọ̀wọ̀ kó o gbádùn rẹ̀ dọ́ba.
Suma Foods, love and spice.
News, sports, entertainment. Top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Okay, it is the very last day of the month of March 2023, and last days like this of the month, they usually come with some excitement, especially when the month is ending on a Friday. I'm sure Dabo understands better.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday. It's the end of the month. My name is Ade Damola Lafenwa. We are set to take you through some national dailies this morning on AM Update on Solutions 93.9 FM.
Okay, so before we look at the headlines this morning, let's just quickly let you know what Weatherman is saying. Well, by 1 p.m. we should be expecting thunderstorm and rain in the city of Ibadan. That should be around that 1 p.m. So, and the weather will be on 33 degrees Celsius. So, just try to get something to put in your bag for those of you just leaving home, and for those of you who are in your offices right now. Maybe just send someone to help you get either.
I was going to say that some of us are already at work now.
Get a raincoat, a cap, a shower cap for the ladies. Okay. Do they still use shower cap?
Yeah, some ladies still do. I think it's a handy item now.
Okay.
During rainy season for ladies.
And well, we are also getting updated that some schools are going on break. They're going on vacation. Is it today or next week?
I think it's next week.
Okay. You can understand. Me, I cannot understand. Okay, so let's go straight and look at the headlines of pages of Nigeria's newspapers.
Okay, I'll be taking stories from the newspapers, the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspaper.
I know you don't.
Are you laughing?
You are not used to the Friday edition, right?
Well, I can't remember the last time I took it on Friday. It's okay. Strange to me, but okay.
Yeah,
I have the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspapers with me this morning.
Okay, so I have the Nation and the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's also tell you what is trending. We have the Timeless album trending, which is from Davido. Ashake is trending. Fav is trending. Choma, See Me, the album, My Gold Scepter, Thames, Uncle Demola. Because part of the lyrics of the song spoke about Demola Adeleke. But let's look at some headlines here this morning. Should we start with you or start?
Okay, let me start. Now.
Okay.
From the cap headlines on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, I have this one saying African leaders must take urgent steps to stem Japa tide. Awolowo Dosumo. NURTW threatens showdown with Ondo government over park managers. UBA's profit hits 201 billion naira, declares 90 kobo final dividend. That story is on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. Now moving straight to the banner headline this morning. DMO, Nigeria's public debt rises to 46.25 trillion naira. That story is on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. Supreme Court dismisses ex-minister Nwajuiba's suit seeking to disqualify Tinubu Atiku. PDP quashes suspension of Shima Fayose Ayim. reverses Autumn's referral to disciplinary committee. That story is on page 12. And the last story I'll be taking, it says, interim government unconstitutional. Whoever calls for it commits felony, treason. Agbakoba, Aliyu, Ayorinde, others. We are not part of insurrection plans. Labour Party.
Going straight to the Punch newspaper this morning, and we have the cap headlines here. OPS predicts woes as national debt hit 46 trillion naira. For other headlines, Election Tribunal. Tinubu gets Atiku Obi's petitions. You want to read more? Look at the page 25 of the Punch newspaper. Controversy surrounds Silva's alleged resignation. And the banner headline this morning, IU. PDP nullifies IM. Fayoshe's suspension. Sanctions Ward Exco. It has two riders. The first rider says opposition party lists ex-Katsina governor. 4 others as peace moves begin. Party reverses Autumn summons to face disciplinary panel. 6 members unity. And the front page picture has Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos, Governor Seyi Makinde of Lagos, of Oyo State, I beg your pardon, receiving their certificate of return. And the headline to that picture says Sanwo-Olu, Makinde, others get certificates of return. Pledge good governance. And the shoe headlines this morning, Ondo chapter tackles Adebanjo over Afenifere chieftains. Whitney, Lagos arraigns Chrisland principal, others for manslaughter. You'll get more on Akika by 1 p.m. Muslim couples can get intimate after breaking fasts. Clerics. Page 12 of the Punch newspaper has that story. You want to read further? Saeed, you can do that.
Okay, I'm going to the Vanguard newspaper this morning, and the headlines say, Presidential poll, Supreme Court dismisses Wajiba's suit seeking Tinubu Atiku's disqualification. Televised Presidential Election Tribunal to restore confidence in judiciary, a whole law. And another one says, Kwanso to Buhari, you didn't do enough to ensure credible elections. INEC issues certificates of return to Mutfwang, PO, 24 assembly members elect. And still from the Vanguard newspaper this morning, I have this one that says, Kano governor-elect appoints chief press secretary. I think that's a man showing that he's really ready. I mean, I can't remember the last time that happened. Just the governor-elect.
Before taking charge.
Before you're already making your appointment, that's a good one.
I think most of the governors, I think the first person they always appoint is a spokesperson.
Definitely.
So at least that man will be the one, dishing out information.
Definitely. Now, 3 injured as police disperse Shiite protesters. Call for Bauer sack will be counterproductive anti-corruption coalition. EFCC arrests 21 alleged cyber criminals in Ibadan. And another one says, JAM reschedules mock examinations over itches. There have been series of complaints as regards accessing the JAM portal by some students in the past 1 week or thereabouts. So I guess that was what led to JAM rescheduling the mock examination due to the itches. Okay, I'm matching my breaks now.
Okay, now match your break, and I just go straight to the Nation newspaper, talking about the state of the nation and looking at other headlines here. PDP lifts suspension on IM Fayoshe. IU's Ward Exco suspended. APC US condemned anti-Tinubu protest. Okay. I need to skip this one because they did not pay for the commercial. Okay, looking at red headline this morning. Lagos government ready for above normal rainfall emergencies. So the likes of Bayelsa, the likes of Kogi, and some other states should also get set. We're having rain back to back now. Sage, Agbakoba, Falano, interim government unknown to law. Right as to this headline, legal giants seek trial of plotters. Lalong, interim government schemers daydreaming. Okay, we are seeing Governor of Lagos State, Governor of Ogun State receiving their certificate of return. Okay, CCB begins a probe of Keyamo's anti-graft petition against Atiku. Public debt now 45 trillion naira, says DMO. China's decline to give $22 billion loan won't affect federal government. Let me take that right there again. China's decline to give $22 billion loan won't affect federal government. And the last set of headline here, Lagos government effort to discredit Sanwo-Olu's victory will fail. You can get a copy of the Nation newspaper this morning. Now we'll move straight to the burning issue. We have to start with the information we got 2 days ago from the DSS talking about interim government. And well, people have been talking, and it is more of a reaction from not only some political parties, although according to reports, some people already figuring some political parties have been behind that threat. But this is Governor Lalong saying that those clamoring for interim government are dreaming.
Forbid that. I will always say, God forbid that. Nigerians will always say, God forbid that. Not under the administration of President Buhari, who has been saying it every time, that I believe in democracy. I believe that after my tenure, I want to go and rest. He said it today, that I'm going back to Daura. And I told him that, yes, some of us will still disturb you in Daura. So this man has worked very well for democracy. He has initiated, laid down the foundation. We worked. We elected a president, and some people will still have a dream to even say they will scuttle this democracy. Many people will fight against it. So those who are still talking about it, I will say they are just dreaming. They are just doing daydreaming. Because those of us who work for this mandate believe that by the grace of God, President Buhari is going to bring a successor, and that successor is already Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Well, that was the governor, Governor Lalong, talking about those who are planning to, come up with interim government. But hey, remember, the Labour Party is in court. PDP in court, saying they want to claim the mandate. But Tanko Yunusa is a Labour Party spokesman, and he has also exonerated the party, being part of those seeking clamoring for interim government.
We are ready to follow the rules, laws, and engagement in our democratic sitting. And that is the reason why we went to court, to follow the positions of the law and defend the interest and the sanctity of the vote. We are not making any implementary statement, or we are mobilizing anybody to come out on the street to fight. But we are saying that due diligence must be done to take care of the process of the election. And that is the reason why we went to court. And we will maintain that.
So, we've got different set of people. Even for IPAC, National IPAC also came out to say that no, anybody, coming or saying that they want, interim government, DSS should do their job. Not only telling us that we are getting updates about, people talking about interim government, but it is you getting these people, making them, face the wrath of the law. And, if it is about this, let us also listen to the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, Yabagi Sani, who's also given his thoughts on the matter.
The agency that is in charge of gathering intelligence and then passing intelligence to other agencies that are supposed to take action. And I don't think it serves the purpose of this country for the DSS to come and make these pronouncements in the manner they are making it. What would have made sense to us is that so person is involved, so person has been arrested or is under interrogation, or whatever action has been taken. Not to, okay, what do we do as politicians or as citizens of the country? Whoever the person is, if they know that the person is doing something that is untowards to democracy, that will scuttle what we are, all this process, I think the sensible thing to do or the lawful thing to do is to take back the person into custody, ask him questions.
Okay, that's the chairman of Interparty Advisory Council, IPAC, Yabagi Sani, speaking in Abuja. But now, still talking about talking about current issue this morning. Well, I feel that if you look at the headline this morning, you look at the Punch newspaper, the banner headline. IU, PDP nullifies IM Fayose suspension, sanctions Ward Exco. Remember, IU got suspended from the ward level in Benue. And after that, which one came first? I think it was the suspension of Fayose and IM. So before that, so now it's like they are using some people as, I just feel maybe they are using some people as scapegoats.
Well, I think in my own view,
But before you give your view, let's listen to how the ESCOs in Benue, were suspended yesterday.
The committee deliberated on and reviewed the matters of the administration of the affairs of the party in Igoro Council Ward, which have raised and aggravated tensions within the party in the area with possible threats of violence and breakdown of law and order. It is therefore the resolution of the State Working Committee that, pursuant to the powers conferred on it by Section 59, subsection 4 of the Constitution of the People's Democratic Party, as amended in 2017, and thus order as follows. 1. That the Executive Committee of the PDP in Igoro Council Ward is hereby suspended for a period of 1 month, pending necessary action which shall be taken to restore sanity, harmony, law and order in the party in that area. 2. That the State Working Committee shall, during this period, administer the affairs of the party in Igoro Council Ward in the best interest of the party, discipline, growth, and success.
Okay, so that was the announcement yesterday. Dr. Konoston is with us this morning, and he also will be sharing his opinion. Dr. Konoston, top of the morning to you.
Very well. Good morning. How are you today?
Yeah, we're good. Thank God it's Friday. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday, and it's the last day in the month of March. And we hope all the whole crisis, politically, financially, will end with the month of March, and we face something positive in the month of April, right?
Yeah, we should think so. We will never see this day again in our lives. So we thank God for making us see the end of March, hoping that April will bring the better goods for us all.
Okay, so let's go straight. Let's start with the PDP story. I know you don't want to talk about it, but as a public affairs analyst, we have to look at this. Remember, we were talking about what happened in Ogun State before the election, where Doyo Kukwe was suspended by the Labour Party in that state. But he got reinstated, and the EXCO of Labour Party in Ogun State got suspended. IU was suspended by the through the ward level, but now with what we are getting, Fayose, remember Fayose, IM suspended and some others, but now they've reversed the decision, and those who suspended IU at the ward level have been suspended
by the national ESCO,
by the national body for 1 month. Hello.
Yeah. I always have told you. Well, let me say good morning to Mr. Laffy.
Good morning.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. I've always said that when it comes to the PDP, I really do not intend to speak about them.
Okay.
But being the job I do, I will have to speak about it now. You see, I for one believe that the challenge of a political party actually starts when it does not have a listening to the cry of the masses or the people. When it comes to imbalance, I think one of the most imbalanced National Executive Council, when it comes to a party, it's the PDP. This last election actually threw that up very well. The presidential candidate happens to be someone from North Extraction, and the chairman of the party also happened to be someone from Northern Extraction. So in that regard, you want to ask yourself, what form of national balance was it promoting when it says it's going to look for national unity? Now, it's very glaring for you to know that anyone who is suspended is actually highly constitutional if the person is suspended from the ward level. That's why I believe the people who are against IU, who are still against IU, decided to go down to the ward level, in order to have IU suspended. I think IU is finding a way to fight back. That's why he has been able to get the National Executive Council on his side to say, well, those who suspended him should also be suspended for a month. And well, let's believe that is 1-1 now. But the question we want to ask ourselves now is this. The people who suspended him, now that they are on suspension, does it invalidate his suspension? Do they now have to be, the suspensions have, in legal terms, are they not still going to hold water? At least the man was suspended before the people who suspended him were suspended. So the question now is, in the eye of the law, have they, has it vacated the suspension that these people received? That's one. Number two, the National Executive Committee is the one calling these people back, that we are calling you back. Remember, ward suspension is highly constitutional. There are precedences, legal precedences to this fact that people who were suspended at the ward level stand suspended even to the level of the Supreme Court. So you have to understand, therefore, that these people who have been asked to vacate their seats you will not be able to say that, okay, the National Exco, by the constitution of the PDP, they have the capacity to suspend anyone who is found guilty. But the question we want to ask ourselves is, the constitution of the party also specifies the pattern with which you can just suspend people. Have they been found? Have you set up a committee to actually underscore or investigate the reason for which they suspended IU? So all these are issues relating to fighting back, that you have to still follow due process and constitutional provisions in order to get your way. So I do not know the level to which these people are actually following their own constitutions in this suspension and call back, this removal from suspension and all the rest of it.
Maybe we should also, Dr. Kunisto, thank you for that, analysis. Maybe we should also look from this angle. Nyesom Wike, he's part of the G5, but Ayo Fayose is not part of the G5. But, I am not part of the G5. But if you look at the confidence that Nyesom Wike has, most especially, say that the likes of the Benue State Governor Otom, cannot face the committee he's meant to face, and some suspensions that it can't also be suspended. Maybe they know more than the national body of PDP that has been suspending and recalling. Also, let's look from the angle of recalling Fayose and Aim. Maybe we say that the acting chairman of PDP in the person of Umar Damagon, wants peace. That's the reason he's bringing these people back. If he's bringing them back, maybe they also don't want peace in suspending the people that suspended Ayu at the world level.
Mr. Dotbo, you know, I am someone that you can actually, when it comes to predictability, I am highly predictable. I am like the sun. You should expect me to come out when it's day and expect me to go off when it's not day. I have told you I don't want to speak about Wike, but I will just speak about the suspension of. Hello, I hope you can.
Yeah,
hear me.
we're with you. We're with you.
Yeah, you can. I can speak about the suspension of Autumn. I believe anyone who deserves suspension is someone who had been seen to engage in anti-party politics or anti-party negotiation. It's also very, very glaring that the man who won as governor-elect in Benue State happens to be someone that the whole Benue people fell in love with, not minding whom or which party he belongs to. And the man won landslide. They knew that the man who's got nothing to lose, who had been a reverend father, may well serve their interest the most. And so they decided to go for him. But I feel that Autumn may be having an on-the-ground support for the man without having to actually support his man from his own party. And that the party saw that, and because of that, they felt he deserves a suspension because he was not able to get PDP to continue in the party. And remember that Autumn had been in the APC before.
Okay.
And then coming into the PDP, he couldn't guarantee succession for the PDP in the state. A lot of the other governors who probably might be in the G5 without me having to mention anyone, a lot of them were able to, in their own capability or in their workings, able to return the state to the PDP. So the gubernatorial candidates elect are in the PDP, and so because of that, you may say they may not be deserving of any suspension, because once you are able to make your party to be the one that will be sworn in the next dispensation, you have done your work well.
Okay, Dr. Cornerstone, I know you really don't like talking much about the PDP, but I just want to ask you this question. Now, with this suspension of the same ESCO at the ward level that suspended Ayu, and they are being suspended from the national level now.
For 1 month?
For 1 month. Doesn't it look as if, can we really say that Ayu is still not in full control of the PDP at the national level?
Well, this is proof that Ayu might still have a say so much, because the people who have suspended him, it's Ayu's influence that will have gotten them to be suspended for at least 1 month so that they will be able to get their house together. The purpose of the suspension is that within that 1 month, as specified by the PDP constitution, you can do another election for them to have other ESCOs. These other ESCOs can, in a way, come back and revoke the decision of the last ESCOs who made the suspension. You understand what I'm saying? But I believe the people who are against Ayu right now must be running for time to making sure that the person who is acting as a chairman right now becomes full-fledged before the expiration of this 1 month that these other people have been granted or have been suspended. So it's still power play. It's still power play. But I feel that the people who are against Ayu actually played a very smart one this time, to go to the jugular, to go to the ground floor and make a big bang on him. I do not think he might be able to recover from this and get back his chairmanship position of the party.
Okay, so let's leave the PDP crisis and let's talk about ahead of May 29. You know, DSS came out 2 days ago to talk about, to say that some people are planning to, stage an interim government, to plan for interim government, and there've been different, angle to this particular story. Some people trying to finger the opposition for some people who are aggrieved with the result of the election and the likes. But some are saying that DSS is not doing its job I mean, not really. Why must you make announcements if you've not done your investigation and yesterday there was a story saying that they know the faces
they've identified
the people behind the interim government plan. Are we saying that DSS is just crying, making the noise and not doing the job?
Well, I will answer this question from two ends. One, I will try to be pragmatic. The other one, that I might be cynical. The area where I want to be pragmatic is relating to a time when the DSS gave an ultimatum to the NNPCL that fuel should be available because they want to use it to scuttle the democratic peace that we were enjoying in Nigeria. And though they couldn't really bring petrol as much, but I believe that they also went ahead overboard to be able to make that announcement. So to date, we don't know the level to which that announcement has caused things to be better for Nigeria or to be worse. That is on one hand. So the DSS had gone overboard once. Now, this second one, they are also giving an insinuation that certain persons are looking forward to having an interim government. I am one of the proponents of the belief that Section 134 of Nigeria, of the Nigerian Constitution, stands interpreted as it is written. I believe, if you would want to hear me well, I hope you can hear me.
We will see you, Dr. Kanisto. We can hear you loud and clear.
I believe that the constitution of a country is not law. It is the foundation of the law. Because if you are saying every part of the constitution needs interpretation before people can act, therefore means every power deriving by the president for the purpose of acting, I want you to submit to me the legal interpretations by the Supreme Court for which the president can act. There are so many things in the Constitution that, as it is well already understood. There's also this concern, because that's the major issue I want to speak about right now, based on the question you have asked. There's also this concern where a legal luminary, a son of that matter, his name is Femi something, I don't want to mention his name full, and he was saying that according to his interpretation, according to his opinion, that Abuja is now in the 37th state in Nigeria, and number two, he says the Constitution upholds equality, meaning all votes in Nigeria are of equal opportunity. And I said yes, and that the Abuja is seen as the 37th state in Nigeria, and that's where I beg to differ as an ordinary citizen in Nigeria. Three reasons I want to differ. If Abuja is the 37th state in Nigeria, please, Mr. Femi, can you ask the federal government to give Abuja the opportunity of choosing its own governor? I hope you can hear me.
I'm with you.
Yeah, because if Abuja is the 37th state in Nigeria, then Abuja should be able to choose its own executive governor. Number two, can we return the municipal councils in Abuja to local government councils? Number three, there is no state land in Nigeria that is owned by the federal government. So let's return Abuja to a state where the people own the the lands in Abuja. Because as it is right now, it's the federal government that owns Abuja. So if Abuja is already treated differently, we therefore should understand that the Section 134 of Nigeria also has given a different treatment to Abuja when it comes to elections. This is what the Nigerian lawyer does not want to understand. And it's very, very clear. If Abuja is not enjoying the benefits that states do enjoy, it therefore means when it comes to elections also, Abuja should be given a preferential treatment. It's just difficult to understand, and that's what that Section 134 has stated. I do not know why it's difficult for people to understand it. If people are asking for an interim government, it's because of the interpretation and the challenge that the NEC has brought us into. If you say 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, the Federal Capital Territory does not have the same quality, the same iota, the same discretion as the states. So you are telling me 36 people to show up plus Mr. Jonathan. Jonathan didn't show up. Now you are telling me the other people who showed up are the same as Jonathan. It's not true.
Okay, so now...
As long as Jonathan is not there, listen, sir. As long as Jonathan is not there, we must ask ourselves, who is Jonathan with? It's very, very glaring. Abuja is not being treated as any other state. It does not have. Okay, how do you now look at it? You are saying Abuja is now the 37th state of Nigeria, and a minister is imposed on them as the Federal Capital Territory Minister. No, if you want the same thing, you say equal rights and opportunities, equal voting, therefore allow from this day forward, by that description, allow Abuja to have its own governor. Then what you said will be correct. Then if it's not correct, based on your description, you should therefore know that Abuja is therefore treated differently by the Nigerian constitution, and so elections will not make it different.
Okay, so Dr. Cornerstone, now
until we understand this,
okay,
the Nigerian people, the Nigerian politicians, the people who are actually skewing these things and making the DSS to speak this way, because I believe this is an influence from certain quarters that's making the DSS to speak this way. I want to tell you that interim government is not bad for a nation. It is when things are not settled amicably, when the constitution is about bringing us anarchy, that interim government takes over.
But now let's look at the events that have happened. Some went on protest, the pro Tinubu. Some people, even yesterday, there was a particular sect that went on protest in Abuja yesterday, and which the Nigerian police said they arrested 19 shiites for unlawful procession in Abuja. Calling for the passports of their leader, including his wife, to be released yesterday. I mean, talking about Ibrahim El-Zakzaky. But if this is happening in Abuja, and if DSS is saying that they are hearing stories from one or two corners, and that same yesterday, Lalong came out to say that it is nothing to worry about. Remember the story of when there was a jailbreak last year, and after the jailbreak, we heard that Nigeria has been warned for more than once about likely jailbreak. So, are we saying that people should not be scared, or we should say that everybody should just go on their normal businesses? What should be the next thing to be done?
I'd like to let you know that for the purpose of protest, once it is peaceful protest, it is your right to protest peacefully.
But what if the protest has been hijacked?
Well, I do not know if it is hijacked. We have got security apparatus to also respond to the hijack. You understand what I'm saying? Protests are part of human society. Protests, I believe, are part of the Geneva Convention. Protests are part of the United Nations order when it comes to human rights. You understand what I'm saying? So anyone can engage in a protest when he feels he is being cheated out of what he is supposed to be a part of. Now, I want you to know this. When you talk about protest being hijacked, it is therefore this at this point in time I will have to also lend my voice to people who are asking people who are speaking on for and on behalf of political parties and candidates to please have some restraint. Two of the people who have spoken so very vehemently that we need to actually ask for some restraint. Number one is one man called Mr. Bayo Ononuga. His statements and his posting on Twitter has been very, very, very unpalatable. Number two is the discussion by Festus Keyamo about the issue of equality of voting in Nigeria. That the people who are asking that Section 134 should be better analyzed are actually asking Nigerians that Abuja should be treated differently because if Abuja is granted that the prayer that we're asking, that people are asking, then there's really no equality of sexes in Nigeria again. And so I'm asking him, so that if these people can learn to speak right, they can learn to speak well for a case that's already in court, so that all of us don't become sub judice. If you are speaking so, that's the question. The question to ask him now is to ask him, if equality of rights and votes are in Nigeria, why is the person living in Abuja not given the opportunity of electing his own governor? Why is the person in Abuja not given the opportunity of electing his local government chairman? I think this question, whoever is listening right now, should probably direct this question to Festus Keyamo. Because these are the things that are actually causing unnecessary heating of the polity.
Oh, well,
But the
I think if anyone is really against the decision of the INEC, I think the most appropriate means to channel their grievances to go to the court.
Because when these grievances are media trial, that's the challenge. Because a lot of people are feeling, oh, he has really said it's equality of votes. My brother, the person who is in Abuja, when last did he elect his own governor?
Dr. Cornerstone, I was saying something. I think going to the court should be the best means instead of insinuating or clamoring for an
that's what I'm only trying to tell you, that these persons who are speakers for the presidential candidates, are actually hitting the polity by making statements that will make it difficult for the ordinary man to think somebody is not taking sides. He has said something like that I just told you now. This is a superior argument. Okay. If you say this one is all equal rights and justice, equal voting power, why is it that the man who is in Abuja is not voting the governor, is not voting for House of Assembly members?
Okay.
That has already changed him.
All right, Dr. Cornerstone.
Am I correct, sir?
Yeah. You are. Okay.
That's what you say.
And so, in that way, it means Abuja is not treated like any other. That is the reason why Abuja, you must win the Abuja, because that's the only way you can give priority to the people who have been cheated on 2 votes, the governor and the House of Assembly.
Okay.
So, so the thing I want to tell you is this: until the people who think, oh, we have won, nothing can be done, we have won. Until they start to keep quiet now, so that the court can take its own proper view of these issues, then we are still going to have issues when we will now say, oh, Emi Ogba, Iwana Ogba, Awana Ogba, Bobowa Ogba, and then there will be interim government.
I get your point.
Well, let's also believe that DSS will do its job, same as officers in that particular security agency.
Okay, let's move a bit away from politics now to calm the nerves down. And there's this story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune that says African leaders must take urgent steps to stem Japa tide. Awolowo Dosunmu. Now, what do you feel the African leaders in general should do to stem this tide of Japa? Because it doesn't seem to be a Nigerian thing alone, according to what I'm seeing in the papers this morning.
Mr. You are hitting a very big chord on me right now. As a training and development specialist and a leadership expert, you are hitting a very, very difficult, a very big chord in me right now. In fact, I will call this the Hiroshima bombing you just hit on me.
I thought it was going to calm your nerves down.
Oh my God! Well, in fact, this is the most terrific question you have asked me in all my 3 years of analyzing for you guys. Let me tell you this. Are you listening, sir?
We are.
When the people who are your government, when the people who are leading you are not qualified to be people who should be your local government councillors, what you lose as a country is called talent. When the people who govern you do not qualify to govern you, they want the talents who are great in that country will leave. I can't tell you the number of people who have asked me, what are you still doing in Nigeria, Cornerstone? Because when the wrong people lead, what happens is that talents are suppressed. When the wrong people lead, the people who are better are suppressed. And those people who are better will look for elsewhere to be able to dance their dance and still contribute meaningfully to society. It may not be the country in which they were born or their birth. They will go elsewhere and still manifest it. Let me tell you now, it's on record that out of the top 1,000 best medical doctors in the world, Nigeria has the highest population in that number. Out of the top engineers in the world, other than in Nigeria, Nigerians have got the highest population in those numbers. And so you cannot imagine that I will be ruled by fools, and then you expect me to be saying sa to fools, knowing full well I'm better than them.
But maybe we should just mind the language, Dr. Cornerstone.
When I say fools, hello, listen.
Okay.
The word fool is not cynical. When someone who does not have capacity to make decisions, are you getting me? You are serving him. You are serving a fool. That is it. Are you getting what I'm saying?
To make decision or to make the right decision?
No, not just making the right decision. To make decision. For example, if the organization in which I am serving right now, the MD CEO, is a school cert holder. He used school cert to gain the job, and I have a PhD.
What if the leader is more experienced, and he got the job? What if the person who has a school cert is more experienced than who has PhD?
What would have gotten him the exposure? That will answer for Nigerians. What would have gotten him the exposure? It's only in your country that the school cert holder has more exposure than a PhD.
Does intelligence have anything to do with the academic qualification?
Okay, why did you go to the school, sir? Why did this the work you are doing now? Why did you employ you based on your education and your exposure?
Let me answer that. I think I'll just say
you've hit Laffy on the right chord or wrong chord this morning.
Well, I think I'll answer that. I will think to answer the question, I think I will count myself being blessed and to have parents.
I didn't hear you.
I said I will count myself being blessed to have a set of parents that decided to send me to school, but. Mind you, there are some people that there are some people that didn't have the kind of education I have.
The question, and I have another question for you.
Okay.
Can you imagine now the person that is less blessed, according to what you said, that your education makes you more blessed? Can you imagine now you are reporting to the person who is less blessed based on your level of education?
I was going to answer the question together.
But let's just focus. Let's focus on this. Now because of our time.
Okay.
Let's focus on this now.
So very clearly, sir. Once the people whom you are serving are not deserving, people who have got greater talents, who wants to manifest their own dance, who wants to still be something in society, will see the country to live.
Okay, so Dr. Cornerstone, let's be hopeful that
let me tell you
by
this.
May...
Let me finish on this.
Okay.
Okay, let me finish on this.
Okay, please.
As a leadership development expert, it's almost very glaring to me now, based on what is happening in Nigeria, that my talk is becoming cheaper every day.
But it is not. It is not about getting cheaper, but you are also, bearing in mind there are a lot of people.
I'm looking forward to going to places where it can still be expensive. That's the reason why people jackpot. Just giving you an example.
Okay. So
this is how we have experts are now describing the political situation we find ourselves. Again, son, you, but I want you serious.
But Dr. Nostone, I was trying to ask you a question. There are some developed countries where the leaders are doing fine, but they are not that. They don't have PhDs. They don't have that large or huge academic qualification. But so that's why I'm saying that good governance is not really about your academic qualification. You can have PhD and still get there and still misbehave.
And so I will also ask you that, can you not therefore imagine a situation whereby we argue that the person is not even, he does not have a sound academic qualification, and then he still has with that added bigotry, with ethnicity. With that, are you getting me? Barakbo, my people, just imagine, you are saying the person that is governing there does not have all these things. Now, a country like the USA that we probably took from and say, let's become like them in the area of democracy, a family has his first son become a governor of a state and his second son the governor of another state. Can you do that in Nigeria? Let me sing the song for you so that you understand what I'm saying. That's what they would sing for the person.
Okay.
Because we are a society that's not looking for the best brains to lead us.
We hope we'll get better, the best brain at the end of the day. Thank you very much because of our time, Dr. Cornerstone. Thank you so much for your time as well. We hope to catch you next week, Monday. That will be the first edition for the month of April.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Cornerstone. He's a public affairs analyst, and he has been able to also, share his opinion.
It's always an exciting session with Dr. Cornerstone, especially when you strike some chords.
Okay, so let's go straight and get your opinion this morning. Remember, the Friday edition is open mic. You talk on so many issues. Maybe those some issues are also not in the newspaper. You also want to talk about. The time has come for you to also share your opinion this morning. We're already getting your comments and reactions on our Facebook fan page this morning. So let's get your reaction. 0909 888 9939 0909 888 9939 or 0912 222 2939 0912 222 2939. A lot of people have been talking about the interim government, what the DSS said. Some are also talking about the report of the DMO, talking about you look at the finances here, and what the OPS is also predicting, talking about Nigeria's debt. We look at what the tribunal is also coming from the tribunal. The governors who got their certificate of return. Lagos State Governor got his yesterday, same as Ogun State Governor. I think today to end. I mean, for those elected at the state level. So we look at so many issues this morning. The phone lines are open: 0909-888-9939, 0909-888-9939, or 0912-222-2939. Well, remember, most especially, what also happened in Abuja yesterday. Hope this will also not be connected to what may look like unrest at the end of the day, if this is not arrested. Well, according to the Nigerian police, they confirmed that 19 shites, were arrested yesterday. Okay, let's check some more comment on our Facebook fan page this morning.
Okay. Okay, there is this one coming from Olayinka Adetola on our Facebook page. Nigeria is not in the era of military regime. So those who are shouting for interim government are just dreaming, because no Jupiter can truncate our democracy and the inauguration of the president-elect on May 29, 2023, because the winner has already been constitutionally declared by INEC. So the DSS should do their work by naming and arresting the people rather than acting on the newspaper. God bless Nigeria. Olayinka Adetola.
Okay, Omada Adekule says it is so unfortunate that Nigeria's debt hit 46.25 trillion naira without a meaningful plan to pay back the debt. All these loans are questionable. The loans they have collected, how well have they spent it? What are the benefits of our economy? What are the returns to pay back our debt? But it is unfortunate that the majority of these loans are being spent on frivolous projects like school feeding programs, subsidy payment, debt servicing. So, Buhari's administration is just a square peg in a round hole. What a disappointing government. Let us also mind our language while posting a comment on our social media platforms, please. Okay, so Oluwaseun Ruth is saying good morning. Those who are, okay, I think did you take the message?
I didn't take that.
Okay, those who are yelling for interim government are the enemy of Nigeria because the election is come and gone. The winner has already been constitutionally declared by INEC. So those that are not satisfied with the outcome of the election can go to court. And all this was not far-fetched because we don't have a working system. I will urge the DSS to do their job by arresting those that want to cause anarchy in the country and release their names so we can know the enemies of our dear country. God bless Nigeria.
You know, Dr. I really wish we had more time with Dr. Cornerstone because I really wanted to trash that issue out with him, talking about being good governance is attached to your academic qualification. We've had a PhD holder as the president of Nigeria before. I mean, good luck, Jonathan. He's a PhD holder and he was a university lecturer. I think he was a botany lecturer in botany. Now he was the head of state or the president of, and as at that time too, Nigerians were running out of the country doing the JAPA thing. So that's why I was trying to address it, that it's not really about your academic qualification, it's about knowing the right thing to do, making life better for the people.
I want to get something here. You know, you saying that during Jonathan's his administration, people were leaving the country, but not as pronounced as now, not as pronounced as what we have now. Another thing is, a tree doesn't make a forest.
Definitely, I agree.
If you look at the time Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was the president, yes, we had Boko Haram. And, we had some governors, he had ministers. The question is, who were the people that worked with him? Because even if you call yourself a professor in a department, and you look at the lecturers that you have, yes, they may have PhD. They may even, and they may not even act to the level of their qualification. So I don't think even Goodluck Ebele Jonathan should be the point of reference here. It is more of how qualified mentally.
That is where I was going to. He was hammering on the fact that a school sat older being the president or being in charge of a particular place.
Look at the people around you. Look at the people. Okay, was it not last year we heard of the Kaaba? You know, we heard that of Kaaba, and at the end of the day, has anybody even been able to talk about the Kaaba right now? But in the next few days, Mr. President will return to Daura, and it is more of who is fit enough to drive the affairs of the nation. Who is fit enough to drive the affairs of an organization?
Fit enough and knows the right thing to do.
Knows the right thing to do. But another question is, are you also popular? Because if you look at the election process, in some states, it is about how popular you are. Some people don't care about, you having plans, but how popular. An example is what happened in Kano State. I mean, the sitting government is APC, and the person that won is from NNPP, New Nigeria People's Party, and it is due to the popularity of the man fronting NNPP.
That's true.
So a lot of things will have to be checked and looked at. But let's check the comment. Another comment here on Facebook coming from Bossede Favor.
Okay, Bossede Favor, it's a new comment. Okay, it's saying the interim government plot is certainly the work of people who are the enemies of this nation, that is, politicians who do not want the peace and progress of Nigeria. But the question is, since they have a motive behind who the next president should, who next should emerge the next government, why did they conduct elections and watch we the masses elect our desired government? I still look out for the days when we Nigerians will truly enjoy democracy for what it means and begin to enjoy true governance at the federal level. For this current administration at the helms of affairs, here we missed the choice, and I pray the president-elect will live up to expectations and also work in line with the will of God, the Father, for the betterment of this nation, and not cabals and godfathers. And also DSS should do the needful by arresting all the politicians identified, because our government cannot continue watching such people in our nation. Bossede Favor.
Bossede Favor, thank you for your comment. 0909-888-9939. 0912-222-2939. 0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939. Those are the lines to call this morning. Remember, the Friday edition is open mic. You talking, different issues. Now, let's move to another, issue this morning. I don't know if you've been following this story. The comedian, Ganiyu Kende, known as Ijoba Lande, yesterday I saw the video trending, although I never heard the story that it was missing.
I heard the story when he went missing.
Okay, so we got the update that he was found yesterday or 2 days ago, and that he wanted to commit suicide. And another thing we also need to look at here this morning is, yes, depression is real. Some are saying that this man is using this as to chase clout. But I don't know how true that is. It is not until when someone is declared dead that you can know that the person is undergoing depression. But he went on social media yesterday to also, tell people that depression is real. They should also watch their mental health.
Videos is because of my family. My name is Ganiyu Kendi Marufu. As you all know, Ijoba Lande. Please, first of all, I want to appreciate everyone. The reason why I'm doing these videos is because of my family are going tomorrow. I want them to show appreciation to the world, because they told me everything that everyone that do. So I really appreciate. For those people, everyone, they say almost everyone, 100% everybody that posted that all of them, I tell them, say all of them, they are Abiamaye by God grace. Lágbára Ọlọ́run wọn ní fi ọmọ pa yín lẹ́kún o. Lágbára Ọlọ́run ọmọ yín ò ní sọnù. The person that will make you, that we think that the only solution is to kill yourself, you will not see it in your life. But I want everyone to know, say, depression is real. And I want to tell the world that there's nobody kidnap me. Jimmy Bill, I understand. I do my intention. But thank God I have back. And I will explain myself better tomorrow morning by 10 a.m. on Instagram ID. The reason why I'm doing this video, I want my family to say thank you because a lot of people have gone. But I want to see one bit by Mufekan say appreciation. And
Okay, so that's just like okay, this is 10:33, so it should be live on Instagram. But some are saying that this man wants to, drive traffic on his social media or chase clout.
Well, that's an issue. That's one issue with some Nigerians. I mean, I think we don't really give attention to people, especially those in need, until probably the bad thing happens. They are gone, and we start because we've heard cases of this in recent years of people maybe posting on their social media handles about their depression or what they're going through, and nobody really gave any attention to them. And few days later, you see them dead, maybe committing suicide, taking and all sorts of means to commit suicide, and people will start talking about. I think what we should understand that people are really going through a lot these days. And depression, I tell you, my brother, is very, very real. I think at this time we should always be our brother's keeper. Let's take note of the little things around about our neighbors, their unusual behavior, what they post and everything. Because the next minute, the next second, might just be too late.
It might just be too late. And when I saw the video, I felt okay. Maybe it was just another, a skit from this comedian. But let's pick this call first. Hello, good morning. Okay, let me use that call. Maybe it's a skit, but for all skit makers as well. I mean, there are some skits that you feel like is too expensive. There are some pranks that are too expensive. So let's also watch that as well. But like you said, check on your next neighbor. Check on the next person around you, because also notice changes.
You will definitely. If you're
notice the changes.
Enough, you will notice the changes.
Yeah, because that is also key. If you look at someone, okay, this person comes in early, maybe comes home early, but for the past 4-5 days, has been coming home late. There are ways that you can.
There are things to notice. There are things to note when people are going through those things.
But another thing is, I just feel like maybe because of our environment, people always feel like, there's this prayer. There are these prayers that they pray that the person that does not know when we leave must not know when we come back. Yeah, but I just feel like there's some prayers. Things are changing. When they made that prayer, then I think the society was good enough that you just go, they know you to come back. But now. Maybe the kind of prayer is because maybe when such person comes back, they brought him home either dead or injured. But it is more of we checking on each other. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, this is Ruth from Malacca.
Ruth, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I want to contribute to what.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah. Nigeria is more of a consuming nation. We are not producing locally at all. We keep growing without the economy, without boosting the economy. Even the resources we.
Oh, please try and call back. Please try and call us back for to continue your conversation, right? And like we said, Friday edition is open mic. Now, looking at another theme, it is about all of us. Look at maybe because David Adeleke was popular. A lot of people expected him to be back, and 31st of March, the album dropped. And I don't know if you've listened to any of the tracks.
I think I listened to one.
But what I've been seeing on social media has been, all artists pushing, the project. Because I saw something coming from Buju Bengzine, pushing the project. So it is more of like this support. There's this support for Davido. We must not get to that stage of until when something bad happens to my neighbor before I start supporting. That's another key thing, because when Davido lost his son, there was a lot of sympathy. Even I think there was a concert in London where there was a minute silence. Even in Nigeria,
for the boy.
So, but must we get to that stage? Has anything been done now? We're talking about you having a huge, having a big apartment and not having people to secure the pool. Who are those people you hire as either your gardener, your cook, your gate man, your security?
Well, I think as regards the Davido's case, I think the case is still on investigation by the police. So I think we should all be watchful, be mindful of those who work with you, because you can really not trust everybody. But back to the Ijoba land there thing. Sadly, I was discussing with some people yesterday, and they were of the opinion that, that kind of thing. I was like, no,
okay.
It's not every time people come on social media like that
to ask for
funds. Some people are actually going through a lot. A person might be looking nice and going through depression. It doesn't have to be about
financial situation.
Sometimes you can have all the money in the world, but you are still unhappy. Probably you're going through some domestic challenges or emotional challenges, some psychological issues. We've had people who park their cars
on the bridge
and jump into the lagoon.
The lagoon, yeah. Hello, someone here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
This is
Ruth again. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. No, I said Nigeria is more consuming nation, not a producing nation. That's why our economy keeps collapsing on a daily basis. God bless us with natural resources, but the people we have at the end of affairs don't know how to manage it at all. That's why they keep borrowing without having any means of paying it back. So until we start encouraging local production, that's how we can get it right. Because all the money they keep borrowing, we just keep hearing they are paying it off subsidy. They are using it for children's reading, and we can't even see it. Everything is just on the pages of newspaper. So we keep servicing debt with debt. Is that how to grow as a nation? So this APC government has already failed us. We just hope the president-elect will look into this so that our economy will come up again. So we won't be having collapsed economy every year and there. It's not that we help us, so that's my contribution.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your contribution. Remember the numbers to call 0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939. 0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939 to make a contribution. I mean, we spoke about the skit maker, and there's another one that came in from also yesterday. Who offered a Ghanaian
the Ghanaian Tupac.
So, about the sad news.
I felt so bad when I saw that, because I was already becoming a huge fan of the guy, because I remain a fan of Tupac, the real Tupac Shakur. And if you look at this guy's skits, he was a comedian actually, and interestingly he never spoke a word, but I think in most of his skits he used to mimic or to mime some of great songs done by late Tupac Amaru Shakur. And he used to dress like Tupac, and he had this funny look. I was becoming a huge fan, but it was a shock to me yesterday when I saw the news of his demise.
Okay, so no one also really knows the what happened to him.
I think I read something on Instagram yesterday. One Ghanaian artist talking about the fact that he was suffering from a particular undisclosed illness for some weeks, but he eventually succumbed to death.
Okay, but well, we also pray for the repose of his soul, and also for the family left behind. God should be with the family. But hey, this is 10:41. We have to wrap up this morning. We move to. I'll be back by 2 o'clock for the Friday show. But remember, the next edition of AM Update will be on Monday, and that will be the first edition. That should be April 3rd.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, well, something coming very soon. We'll let you know. Well, shout out to all the Muslim brothers and sisters for our Ramadan. But that is Alaja, Abakodri, Fatima. Because Abbas Shala will be coming up by 11 o'clock. Yeah, for Jimo Oloyin. My name is Oladapo Okunubi.
And my name is Ade Damola Lafenwa. Wishing you a wonderful weekend.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, millions of refugees and displaced persons will welcome the only month in difficult circumstances, living in poverty and hardship while struggling to put food on the table. Families, it's time.